Today we are going to talk about one of the most interesting battle of elections, Battle of Bengal, the battle to become the Chief Minister of Bengal, the battle to cross that 150 number in Bengal. And it is now clear that the battle is between two major parties, one regional, which is Trinamool Congress, and another national party, which is Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, why is this battle so important? Why is this election so interesting for every media house, for every journalist, for everybody who has an interest in Indian politics and want to understand the landscapes of it? So it is important because of so many reasons. And I can tell, while we move ahead in this video, I will tell you how this battle is so different from any type of electoral battle being fought in the past. Now, before understanding or before going into the number game of whether BJP will win or whether TMC will win, let's understand a bit about Bengal. See, Bengal was created on 26 January 1950. There are 23 districts, and the Lok Sabha seats, there are 42 Lok Sabha seats. There are 13 Rajya Sabha seats, and the population is around 9.1 crore, whereas the per capita income is said to be around a lakh odd per person. Okay, and it borders with obviously Bengal, with Bihar and Orissa, and one part of the Bangladesh as well. And the most important part is the Bengalis, the people of Bengal. The Durga Puja, the feminist culture of Bengal, the matriarchal society of Bengal, the art-loving culture of Bengal is very, very different from any part of India. You will not be able to draw a similarity between Bengal and any other state. It is very different in that matter. Now, let's come to politics. So, in Bengal, there is something called as party society. In Bengal, there is nothing called as I will support this party this year and next year this party. In Bengal, you can either support one party and be loyal to it. That's how the Bengal works. So that's why you see the Bengali people have been very, very loyal to the parties for a very long time, and they have a habit of re-electing the chief ministers. We saw that in case of Jyoti Basu, who ruled Bengal for 25 years, and then Buddhadev Bhattacharya for 15 years, and now Mamata is completing 10 years, and she's ready for probably another term as well. But after BJP has entered, and it played the level field on which it plays, which is about nationalism, about Hindutva, and about the caste politics as well. And also the religion. Religion plays a very, very important role in the way BJP plays its electoral strategy in any region. That is one thing which is very common to them. So, and that has never existed in Bengal. See, you understand this. Bengal and Bengali people have shared resources, have lived with other religion, let's say in this case is Muslim, for centuries long. Also, and they have made peace with it. There in Bengal, there is nothing called, let me correct myself. So there was nothing called as caste politics and religion politics and Hindu politics and Muslim politics. There was nothing like that. In fact, there's a very famous quote. It gets quoted all the time when VP Singh wanted to implement the Model Commission report in Bengal, Model Commission recommendations in Bengal, and he asked Jyoti Basu that why don't you send me the OBCs and SC/STs and of the Bengal, and can you let me know? Jyoti Basu famously replied that there are no caste in Bengal, only rich and poor. So you understand that there was nothing of that sort in Bengal, but as BJP entered and it started, polarizing basis on religion and talking about the issues of Ram Navami not being celebrated, Durga Pujas not being allowed, or not being preferred over the Muslim festivals, etc., or the Sri Ram things, and how Hindus are sidelined by Mamata to appease to its Muslim voters. All these issues actually started turning Bengal party society to identity society. And it is with this, they also went to the areas of Jambal Mahal belt, they went to Nadia district, they went to Uttar Dinapur and Dakshin Dinapur, they went to Bakura, and they went to the areas like Murshidabad. And these areas, they worked with along with RSS, worked very at the grassroots level. They worked to for the upliftment and for helping this society, these people maintain a decent livelihood, because these are very backward areas. In some areas there is not even an electricity at this point of time when we are talking. They have tin houses, they don't have any particular structure of the house, there are no schools, etc., which ISS built, and it gained the popularity at those tribal areas, those SC/ST areas, OBC areas, which were actually not part of the larger Bengal politics. And it is this reason why BJP was able to grow from to 18 seats in 2019 general election. And so the belt of North Bengal and the belt of Western Bengal, which actually borders with Bihar and Odisha, that actually grew up as a BJP base. And the percentage also, from 10%, they actually got 40% of the votes from those areas. That alarmed Mamata. And it is this point of time they collaborated with Prashant Kishore and his team to work on what went wrong. How did BJP manage to get that many seats? And since Prashant Kishore team has already worked with BJP during Gujarat election and 2014 election, they know that if BJP is making foray into one state, and how Bengal is becoming a very important state for BJP, considering the border issues, etc., the infiltration issues that is happening in Bengal, they knew that this needs to be stopped. And then began the ground level work of PK, the strategist, the magic man of Indian politics. And then there are reports that Mamata actually called all her 84 MLAs, which were belonging to those areas in SC/ST, OBC, and all that, and she told that you have to go to the booth level and become one touch point for all these people down. So let's say she assigned 10 houses for one person. It may be an MLA, it may be an MP, it may be a party karyakarta at a normal cadre level. And and she told that you have to go to their daily issues, their daily problems, and you have to help them. They also ran a lot of lot of schemes where you could directly call on a number and can do registration as a party worker, and also talk about your issues. One of them is like the Didi ke bole, and there's the doorstep. Your doorstep governance, where you could talk to any TMC assigned to your locality, and he will solve your problems. This also gets seen in her, the change in her whole working style of governing bodies, and the schemes and the budgets, where a larger portion was allotted for SC/ST and OBC at the ground level. She, in the first time, the history of Bengal, perhaps, a convention for only SC/ST and OBC was organized in Gitanjali Park to appease to these voters, to find out, to tell them that, why did you go to BJP? I am doing so much for you, and to announce a series of things for them. And it is these things that you see the change in the ministry. In the ministry, they did a lot of changes. She brought back the older backward class ministers to handle the tribal issue, or social welfare ministry. Also organize something called as a Dalit Sahitya Academy Award, give grants to monthly grants to people, scholarships to the all the SC, ST, OBC and tribals, open schools for tribal and their language, for the protection of their art and culture. She also opened 100 schools, for English schools for these areas as well. Not only that, there were monthly pension scheme was also launched. So that way TMC tried every bit to go to the ground and probably amend what had gone wrong. So that is very interesting to see that whether the voters which earlier voted for BJP stick to BJP, and their issues, what they're taking for against Mamata, be it corruption, be it stubbornness, be it syndicate, being or the development issues, etc. Or they go back to Mamata, seeing these schemes getting implemented at the ground level. So this is the interesting combination to watch. Another combination which is very interesting to watch now is that if you see the Bengal voters can be divided into three parts. One is your non-Bengalis, the migrant population which have come from different states to Bengal. Then you have the Bengalis, the original residents of Bengal, and then you have the Muslims. Now, combining the first and the second, which means the outsiders, let's say, in Mamata Didi's term, the non-Bengalis and the Bengalis combined together, they make around 71% of the electoral voters list, and 20% is the Muslims. Okay, so this Muslim also can be divided into two parts. One, the Muslim which has come from the other states, the migrated Muslims, the one who talk in Urdu, etc., Urdu and all. Whereas the other Muslims which are residents of Bengal and which never went back to Bangladesh when the partition happened, they are the original residents of Bengal. Now, in these 70%, you have the non-Bengali population, which more or less supports BJP, and BJP is banking on them. They are the same people who had voted for BJP, where it went on from 10% to 40% of the vote in 2019 election, resulting in the winning of 18 seats. So this is a class which supports BJP. Now, the remaining, which is about the elite Bengalis or the Bengali population, that or the Bhadralok, how we call them in Kolkata, is actually a strong base for TMC. And BJP has been trying to take away the urban mind. Please note down the urban crowd of this population. Why? Because the urban was somewhere close to Congress or the CPIM. So BJP is trying to take away that portion. The other portion will remain with TMC, and I will tell you why. This portion of the Bengali resident, the Bhadralok, will remain with TMC because the card of Hindutva of BJP is very different than the card of Hindutva of Bengal. I'll tell you why. Because the BJP's ideology of Hindutva is more or less based upon the Arya Samaj part of it, where it is talking about going back to Vedas and rituals and all of that. Whereas the Bengal ideology of Hinduism is very close to Brahma Samaj, which got propagated through Rabindranath Tagore or Ram Mohan Roy, and it is more westernized. It has got more Western influence. So this part of the Bengal population doesn't believe in or doesn't like being being part of the Hindu-Muslim divide, etc., because they have lived and existed with Muslims since centuries, and they are okay with it. Okay, so this is a little difficult game for BJP to go into. Now you come to the Muslims of Bengal. The Muslims till now has been the stronghold of Mamata, also because what she has done in the past, where she has given enough reason for Muslims to vote her back, and to establish herself as the only leader that they can look for, or only leader who cares about them. And this you saw when the Muharram, during the Puja position was not being allowed, and Muharram position was allowed. You also saw it when in Durga Puja pandals the namaz was allowed, and all the other things that she has done for Muslims, also during CA and NRC controversy, also she took that case very strongly. So this is the sector which will always support Mamata. Now it only becomes interesting when Owaisi, which is a party which has not existed in Bengal politics till now, makes a foray into Bengal. Now there can be a possibility where Owaisi gets the or is able to break through the stronghold of Mamata, the Muslim population, as what happened in Bihar. We saw that what happened in Bihar. But here also TMC feels and claims that only the percentage of Muslims who have migrated from other states will vote, may or may not vote, may vote for Owaisi, but whereas the original Muslims who have been who speak in Bengali, who have been there since ages, will still vote for Mamata. Even our analysis says so. Now, after understanding a bit about the history and now about the voter mix, now let's look at the numbers. Now, to make a government, you need 150 numbers for any party to claim its majority. Let's say BJP. So BJP, if it has to win 150 number of seats in Bengal, it has to make foray into the southern part of West Bengal, which primarily consists of Kolkata, Hubli, and then Parganas. Now, these again are strongholds they were traditionally strongholds of Congress and CPIM, and now TMC. And BJP today do not have a very strong hold because it majorly belongs to the elite Bengalis who do not buy BJP philosophies of Hinduism and Hindutva, etc., and more or less are with TMC. So this is one part that BJP has to win, has to make dent in if it has to cross 150. Otherwise, to my analysis, it will stick to around 90 seats. One of the major things that no one is talking about, and which will also play a very important role in Bengal election, is the new electoral or new pool of voters which are being added this year. Now, these are people who have just completed 18 years. And the numbers are not small. Around 20 lakh new voters will be added to the electoral pool of West Bengal as a new youth voters. Now, it will be interesting to see whether this new pool of voters, the new youth of Bengal, will they vote for BJP or will they vote for TMC? and this will even become more critical in the places where the seat margin, the victory margins were not very high. Okay, the margins were smaller. So if this swings in either side, that party wins. So all in all, Bengal election is going to be one interesting battle, and it will be really a very interesting case study to see how a regional party could sustain the might of a national party, of the might of a leader which is riding on all-time high, in spite of all the things happening in the country. He's still the tallest leader in political scenario. Nobody is even close to him. So how is Mamata Didi will be able to take a head-on battle with Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India? And also interesting to see how PK and team can weave its magic, weave its the Midas touch. He is, and we also have to understand and remember that PK has got almost 100%, barring UP. He's got impeccable record of making the party that he collaborates with win in the election, no matter how hard was the battleground. So this will be an interesting battle to see, and I as a political analyst, I am really keeping a close eye on how Didi will reach the finishing line, or will Modi prove it once again that there's nothing close to the Modi magic in our India today. So this is Sujata Pandey, and I hope you like the video. And if you like the video, please share it and subscribe to our channels. There'll be a lot more. I'll also be doing analysis of the Tamil Nadu, Assam, and Kerala elections. So please stay tuned, stay with me, subscribe to our channels, and please write your comments in the comment box. Thank you so much. Namaste.